how did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their source.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Diddy sent those to 50?
Diddy's like funeral flowers.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
Jay's definitely.
Jay helped you?
Yeah.
How did you
As a
help?
competitor.
Explain it.
Yeah, because he never was someone that you communicate with that you're like friends with the person. But I always respected him because he was never an actual competitor in actual fact. He was someone who was a competitor to perception.
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z.
And B was, one time she jumped off of the ledge. Came running over because she thought me and Jay had issues. And I was like, what the? And I was like, did she really just jump down and run over here like that?
Beyonce jumped off a ledge. Yeah, what happened?
It was in the Cosmopolitan, huh?
She really a superhero.
She jumped down and no, she was like, this what? Like that Bonnie and Clyde for real? You try this or what, boy? I'm here.
Word.
She down like at me. She like, I said,
Was Solange with her?
She looked at me like that. I was like,
A fresh controversy is starting to rise, bringing old rumors, recent headlines, and claims that many people thought had already disappeared. Right in the middle of it is 50 Cent, someone who has spent years calling out powerful people in the entertainment business. And one name he has brought up again and again is Diddy. But according to 50 Cent, this story may not stop with just one music mogul. Now, he appears to be hinting that the next round of attention could involve major names like Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Oprah Winfrey, three of the biggest and most powerful figures in entertainment. These names have been mentioned in rumors before, but rarely in such a direct way connected to this kind of situation. Things heated up when 50 Cent suggested he may have new footage tied to the same private circles being discussed around the Diddy controversy. He also hinted that the Diddy documentary might only be the first chapter. Then came a short message that spread fast online. You're next. Fans quickly started guessing who he was talking about, and many believed the message was aimed at Jay-Z and Beyoncé. That immediately raised more questions. Why those names? Why at this moment? And why right after the documentary came out? Some viewers pointed to long-discussed industry relationships, business links, private events, and powerful networks behind the scenes. When the Netflix documentary about Diddy was released, many people noticed how closely his business and social world seemed to connect with other major entertainment figures. From Roc Nation-related ventures to high-profile events, some of the same names kept coming up again and again. Now, 50 Cent seems to be suggesting that simply being close to powerful circles may not protect anyone from public questions anymore. As old videos, claims, and stories are being looked at again, the spotlight is becoming much stronger. And if what 50 Cent is hinting at turns out to carry real weight, this may not be the end of the Diddy discussion. It could be the start of a much larger conversation involving some of the biggest names in the industry.
Were private conversations, and that he and Diddy could talk openly, and Mark could talk to Diddy not just as a client but as a person and try to guide him in a time leading up to his arrest. And unbeknownst to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy has got this guy recording the conversation as he's sitting there saying, "You are screwing this up, you are messing up this case, we're losing." And knowing that that's on tape, and it's almost like he's performing for the camera and not telling Mark what's going on. And the really enraging part about it is that Mark Agnifilo won this case for Diddy with legal strategy. It wasn't just an accident that this jury that had heard all of this in the news before the trial voted not guilty on all the serious charges. It was Mark Agnifilo that did that. Yet Diddy secretly records this guy and embarrasses him. And yeah, you could say, well, Diddy never expected that it would end up being broadcast somewhere else. Well, okay, but Diddy was planning on using it, or he wouldn't have had it recorded in the first place. So it's just really, really unfair. And I know that in a way this sounds crazy, that I'm getting so upset about Diddy, and yet there's video of Diddy beating Cassie. Well, that's horrendous, but that doesn't mean you can't look at something else as well. And I just think, as a lawyer, I just think this is just so outrageous that he would do something like this, and not even understanding what Agnifilo's legal theory was. Because I will tell you that when we did our first documentary on Diddy, which was 8 months before the trial, Mark Agnifilo said to me on camera that he is going to tell this jury that this was a successful black man that prosecutors were trying to take down because they couldn't get into his bank accounts because they were clean, and he couldn't deal with taxes because he wasn't committing tax fraud. So they go into his bedroom. And that's what Mark Agnifilo said 8 months before. And he goes into the trial and he essentially wins that argument. Whether you believe it or not, a jury that sat through the whole thing, they believed it. And ultimately they convicted him on this BS Mann Act thing. So Diddy won that case. And one of the reasons he won the case is something that Agnifilo got criticized for. That when he did the documentary with me, he was making a joke about the baby oil. Remember, he said, oh, well, I didn't know he bought in bulk. He must have bought 1,000 bottles at Costco. And a lot of people just slammed him for that and said, how dare you? You're being disrespectful. The baby oil is the smoking gun in this case. Agnifilo knew all along that the baby oil was Diddy's best defense, because when Agnifilo got before that jury in closing arguments, he looked at them and he said, well, the feds came in with their armor and artillery and guns. And what did they do? They got 1,000 bottles of baby oil off the streets. Ooh, he said, the streets are safer now. And the jury laughed. And that laugh told Agnifilo he should keep going on that. And that the trial itself was absurd because
As time went on, Jay-Z kept building connections with some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Diddy, Oprah Winfrey, and powerful media and business figures. And whenever 50 Cent felt something was being ignored or quietly protected, he usually answered in his own way, with sarcasm, public shots, and perfectly timed social media posts. But this situation seemed different. For once, 50 appeared to send a more direct warning toward Jay-Z, hinting that he may have access to footage or information that could affect Beyoncé and the wider Carter circle. Fans noticed the change in his tone right away. That is because 50 has earned a reputation for backing up his hints when he suggests he has documents, recordings, or inside details, which quickly sparked heavy online speculation. This is also where Oprah's name became part of the discussion. Many people started asking why Oprah was being linked with Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and names connected to Diddy. Part of the reason comes from old criticism resurfacing, along with 50 Cent's long-running public issues with her. Over the years, he has accused Oprah of being selective with how she uses her platform, claiming some people face tougher questioning than others. He has brought up her role in conversations about R. Kelly and compared that with her past connection to Harvey Weinstein. On a personal level, 50 has also mentioned more than once that Oprah refused to interview him, something he has openly reminded his supporters about. That history helps explain why Oprah's name is now being dragged into the wider story, and why some people believe this situation may involve more than just one person.
New after the Diddy Netflix documentary. If you aren't aware, 50 Cent has been getting insane feedback from the Netflix documentary he made on Diddy. Sean Combs' The Reckoning is what it's called, and it's #1 all over Netflix, beating even Stranger Things. Diddy himself has responded to it, saying the stories are false, of course, denying everything, and even trying to do a cease and desist on the Netflix documentary. And after this Diddy documentary, a lot of people have been wondering who's the next person that deserves to get exposed. And Jay-Z is the one that a lot of people are pointing their finger at. And the reason why Jay-Z has been getting a lot of this type of backlash is because Jay-Z was really close to Diddy. At one point, Diddy was even calling him his brother, and that Jay-Z's the only one that can call him his real name, Sean. That maybe there's something on Jay-Z's side that has been going on behind the scenes. Now, there hasn't been any solid proof yet, But Nicki Minaj has been going at Jay-Z for quite some time, talking about Jay-Z is manipulative and he steals, and he's been pushing a narrative, and that Roc Nation has control and power over a lot of things. And I can kind of understand where she's coming from to a certain extent. We got to remember when Jay-Z went up on the Grammy stage and said Beyonce never won Album of the Year and complained about that, literally the following year, Beyonce wins Album of the Year, which is just something like that doesn't show you that there is some power going on there, that there is something behind the scenes that Jay-Z controls. It's clear as day that it's all politics on who wins Grammys, you know, who gets the better light and things. So that kind of opened my eyes, you know, as to Roc Nation's power and how they manipulate things in the media. I'll never forget Jay-Z would get this like special treatment all the time when it comes to the media. I mean, Hot 97, when they interviewed Jay-Z, they literally rolled out a red carpet. They never did that for any other artist. So Jay-Z's always had this kind of special treatment when it came to things. But now the question is Jay-Z involved in crazier things? I mean, there's been a lot of speculation in a lot of different ways, and people are pointing their attention towards 50 Cent wanting him to do a Jay-Z documentary. And it looks like he might actually do it, because on Instagram he posted a drawing of Jay-Z that kind of makes fun of his looks, and he posted that photo and he said this in the caption: "Please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not gonna post it." Basically making a joke, you know, because obviously he posted it on his social media. But, and here's the interesting but in this, is someone commented on the post, and the comment got liked by 50 Cent. And this is the comment. It's from Dom KMDA. I hope I pronounced that right. Dom Kanmada. He commented saying, "My only question, he's next, isn't he?" And 50 ended up liking that comment. And here's the thing. I actually saw this on Twitter and X, you know, whatever, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to confirm, is this real? Because a lot of people Photoshop these type of things just to create drama and create this speculation. So I actually DM'd the guy himself, and I showed him the photo, and I asked him, "Hey, is this a real photo? Did 50 like your comment?" He said, "Hey, yes, he did." And I was like, perfect. Thank you for confirming. Thought it was Photoshopped. Well, appreciate the response. And he said, "I was surprised as well. Didn't see that coming." So shout out to him for, you know, responding to my DM and confirming that, you know, the comment actually got liked by 50, because, you know, a lot of people Photoshop and spread narratives. So me being the proper journalist, whatever you want to call me, news reporter, I, you know, wanted to go get to the source and see if it was actually real. There is also something that's very interesting that went over a lot of people's heads, and that's the documentary coming out on December 2nd. That Diddy documentary coming out on that date. Literally 2 days later, you have Jay-Z's birthday, December 4th, which to me sends a subliminal message to Jay-Z that you're next. So that's crazy. That just, to me, you know, shows that 50 is potentially gonna work on something going at Jay-Z, and he might get Nicki Minaj involved, because Nicki Minaj has a huge issue with Jay-Z with a lot of things, and I don't even know the full details of that, because she's gone.
Jeffrey Epstein was also tied to that same type of powerful elite circle. And now people are asking a familiar question. How will this all unfold? How is the public expected to react? Are people really supposed to act like nothing happened and allow a comeback without questions? In many ways, the public has already made its feelings clear. Some people are stepping back and choosing distance. But the bigger question is whether the industry has done the same. So far, among those connected to Diddy's circle, there has not been one strong, united wave of condemnation. Instead, most reactions have either been careful or missing completely. Some people say things like, "Let the legal process continue," while others avoid saying anything at all. That silence does not prove anything by itself, but it does show how carefully famous people protect their image, reputation, and future. There are also moments where comments about personal connections, including names like Jay-Z, create debate. Some people see those comments as real loyalty, while others see them as carefully controlled public messaging. Either way, the public is paying close attention. In the end, people are not only focused on what is being said, they are also watching what is being avoided. And when a situation is this public, silence can become just as loud as any official statement.
He was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not. The public is already canceling him. I don't believe the industry has canceled him yet. All those people who went to those Diddy parties, not one of them had came out and denounced what he has done. I haven't heard one of them. I have not heard one person denounce, well, man, let God handle it. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here with that. If that was your daughter, would you let God handle it? All those people, they ain't denounced him. They ain't definitely, they can't come forward and say, yo, I support them. Because it would mess up their brand. It would mess up their brand. Jay-Z. We the only one could call each other Sean. Jay is the only one could call me Sean. I'm the only one could call him Sean. Get the hell out of here. If that ain't no fun boy stuff. But you ain't had not one person, brother, not one person sit there, denounce what he did, or...
Over the years, questions have repeatedly come back about the way Oprah Winfrey has dealt with certain black celebrities. Ludacris once said his interview answers were changed in editing, and that he felt he was being criticized over rap music while he was there to promote a movie. Dave Chappelle later claimed his own interview made his concerns look like paranoia, instead of taking seriously the pressure he said he was facing at that time. Monique has accused Oprah of playing a role in her being pushed aside after Precious. Taraji P. Henson has also spoken openly about not being paid fairly for her work in The Color Purple. 50 Cent has publicly backed several of these complaints, saying he believes there is a repeated pattern in how the industry chooses who gets held responsible. There have also been past controversies connected to the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls, including reported incidents in 2007 and 2011 that received major media coverage. In recent years, online conspiracy claims have tried to connect Oprah to unrelated stories, but many of those claims have been widely dismissed and debunked. Still, those ideas continue to spread in certain online spaces. Now, with 50 Cent already going after one powerful figure through a heavily watched documentary, some people believe Oprah may come under fresh attention, especially after he suggested that future revelations could involve names many people would not expect. In Hollywood, powerful connections often cross paths. Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Diddy have all moved through many of the same circles over the years. Oprah has interviewed Beyoncé more than once, praised her impact, supported projects linked to Jay-Z, and appeared in several major industry spaces where these names also had influence. Beyoncé has also taken part in large charity efforts connected to Oprah's network. On their own, these moments are normal in a closely connected entertainment business. But for some viewers, the repeated overlap has created new curiosity, especially now that old relationships and past associations are being looked at again because of current controversies.
Beyoncé didn't want to speak and does not speak to Brandy. And the truth of the matter is that she go back there with Monica and Kelly, and there go Patti LaBelle, and then there goes Solange, all right? And there's a reason why Solange is around as well. Because if you guys don't know, for a while, Solange and Beyoncé actually were not on speaking terms, but they're back talking now, they're back cool, and basically Solange is around to keep Beyoncé spiritually protected. Solange is the spiritual protector of that family. Don't get it twisted. Mama Tina is powerful. Solange is the most powerful list. You better ask some damn body, all right? Now, the reason why Beyoncé ain't came to speak to Brandy, baby, is because Beyoncé does not talk to anyone who used to sleep with Jay-Z, okay? Whether you guys know it or not, and I have to say allegedly, right? Jay-Z and Brandy used to talk back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like late 90s type stuff, right? Brandy always kept Jay-Z on the low back in the day because, quite honestly, he was too ugly to be out in public with. I'm just keeping it real. To claim him publicly, he was too ugly back in the day. Now, when you try to search up pictures of Jay-Z and Brandy, you will find... Hold up, let me see. Hold up. Let me see, because I thought I had a picture of them two. Brandy and Jay-Z. Now this would have been from Let's see. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Brandy and Jay-Z. Okay, there we go. Now, this picture of them was in 2002. All right. And this was, I think was at one of her album release parties, if I'm not mistaken. This was a year after Moesha Rap, because Moesha went off air in 2001. Yes, he was dealing with Beyonce at the time as well. And, Blue Cantrell, he was, let me tell you, Jay-Z was laying it low and spreading it wide. Jay-Z was one of those dudes in the industry that, you know, you messed around with, he piped you down, but before he was really him, you did not claim him publicly because he was just simply too ugly. It was what it was. But Jay-Z was in love with Brandy then. He's not in love with her now, but he still has love and feelings towards her. He's one of those people that feels like once he done had you and once he done loved you, he always feels like he has like possession over you. Jay-Z is one of those kind of men, baby. I don't know if they told you. Jay-Z is extremely jealous, extremely controlling, and extremely possessive. That's another reason why. Hold up. Where'd the picture go? Wait a minute. Where'd the picture go? That's another reason why Beyonce up here. Wait. Anyway, y'all get the point. That's another reason why Beyonce, over the years, a lot of the music that she's made, it's always been with him. A lot of the remixes, it's always been with him or somebody that he approves of her to work with, okay? Jay-Z was so damn controlling, he didn't even want her father, talking about Matthew Knowles now, he didn't want her father managing her anymore, and he stepped in. And if y'all notice, when Jay-Z stepped in as Beyonce's manager, the music changed, everything changed, and the money started to get effed up. But that's another story for another day. We're not getting on that right now. We sticking with Brandy and Jay-Z right now. So they started messing around on the low in the 90s. Even to the early 2000s, they were still messing around. I'm not exactly sure which year the relationship officially ended, but just know that Jay-Z was just basically good for, that was what he gave. He gave big, I don't know no other way to put it, but he was like, for the ladies that's watching, you know, like if you ever dealt with like a tall, ugly with big pipe, you went to him to get piped down, but you would not like ever like claim him like that because he was just super ugly. It was what it was. And before he really blew up, didn't nobody want to be seen with him like that. It is what it is. And quite frankly, Jay-Z dated a lot of your...
Diddy and Jay-Z have shared a professional connection for many years. They have worked together in music, been seen at major events, and moved through many of the same business and celebrity circles. So when people talk about the powerful networks around Diddy, Jay-Z and Beyonce are often brought up not because there are direct accusations against them, but because they were close to the same spaces. It comes down to shared rooms, award shows, business deals, private gatherings, and access to influential people. In an industry built on relationships, simply being near major power can make people pay attention. And now, as old connections are being looked at again, some people believe names that once seemed protected are facing a much stronger level of public attention and scrutiny.
When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. No, those
I was wondering what you talking.
Trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was
At the
one.
same time.
He got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like, he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Right? You were connected to the biggest.
Jay got it for the music. Jay got it for the music.
You didn't see.
Nah, he deserved those.
I'm sitting there, it was like this, like Black excellence. They're sitting there like, yeah. Billionaire brunch.
Oh,
Like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
He's just looking at his watch during the whole Rock Nation prayer. Like, is it 3:30?
Yeah, it's almost time to get out. Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Oh wow! So that's the deal he signed, huh?
Yeah, that's the deal. Like the other ones didn't count as much as that one did.
Oh, yeah, before I forget this, we talked about Jay. Proximity to Diddy. You don't think he knew anything? He's seemingly around Diddy a lot.
No, that was a real suburb question.
I know, right?
Proximity.
Proximity. That's the SAT hit parade word.
Do you think he knew all of the shit that was going on? Then I was like
I don't want to incriminate myself.
I know, but the way he said it,
like I said,
no matter how you answer that, you snitching.
That was a narcissist kind of question.
You asked the question like a fan.
Hey, I grew up with white people, but one thing I know is how to get a black guy in trouble.
But it's a great question. Yo, just give him the Happy Meal before you ask him to snitch, bro.
You said, damn, they wasn't even drinking.
Speaking of, how the hell you pronounce
Lechimendewa?
Okay.
It's the King's Path.
King's Path.
Because I know Branson. That's the one I pronounce.
That's the Branson lifestyle. You're gonna be outside.
You're not worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way. Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up.
I don't got that in my past.
Everybody got a little bit.
Look,
like,
I took.
Not that it's real enough.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For to remember, buddy. I didn't give a.
According to his supporters, this is not being treated like simple gossip. They see it as a web of old connections that have been around for years. In that view, past issues linked to Oprah Winfrey, the legal pressure around Diddy, Jay-Z staying quiet in public, and Beyoncé protecting her image are not seen as separate stories. They are viewed as connected parts of the same powerful entertainment circle, and 50 Cent has made his position clear. He does not seem scared of Hollywood's old power system anymore. At first, many people thought his documentary would mainly affect Diddy, but the reaction online shows the impact may be much bigger. Anyone tied through music work, events, friendships, or the same social circles is now getting more attention from the public. That does not mean there are proven accusations against them, but being close to the situation is enough to make people ask questions. When 50 Cent suggested that more documentaries could be coming, the conversation became even louder. That reaction is not really based on solid proof of wrongdoing. It is more about 50 Cent's history of calling out powerful people and bringing old stories back into the spotlight. Behind the scenes, some public figures have reportedly started moving away from past connections. Certain statements have been explained again. Older posts or content have vanished, and public appearances have changed. Whether these moves were planned or just happened by chance, they have only made people talk more. Now, people are asking bigger questions. Who knew something? Who saw signs early? And who stayed silent? The documentary presents Diddy as someone whose behavior is now facing more serious public attention. Some people have also admitted that, looking back, they noticed things that seemed concerning. That has added more focus to the discussion, not as confirmed claims, but as part of growing public interest. And as long as 50 Cent keeps pushing this topic, many believe more famous names may be forced to answer tough questions, whether it is fair or not.
First and foremost, we've been talking about this thing, Jack, for going on 2 years now. And once again, thank you for even being, I guess you could say, a beacon during this whole conversation as far as kind of spreading light on a lot of things that go down in the industry that, you know, the normal person may not even see or hear about that happens in the day-to-day. Did you really think 50 Cent, when he first mentioned it, that there was an actual documentary being worked on?
Well, see, this is the thing. I can believe that it was happening. At what purpose? See, and that's the thing. Like, my opinion about all of this stuff is so much different than your average person's, and my outlook is so much different than your average person's. Did I believe that it was possible? Absolutely. Why wouldn't he be able to do a documentary? Why wouldn't he be able to bring in Alexandria to come and put this together? Like, the woman who directed this, she doesn't even seem to have a background in hip hop at all.
That makes sense.
So it's like, Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I mean, for crying out loud, Diddy sent him freak off videos.
True. Very true.
Interviews
Very true.
about it.
Did you feel that just 50 Cent's name being attached to it again? These are two, as everyone knows, the three names in hip hop are Jay-Z, Diddy, 50 Cent when it comes to the status of where you could get as a business or a brand.
I guess so.
So for the top three individuals, for one to go at the other and release this doc, I don't know, what does that say to again, I keep asking about the hip hop state of things. What does that say to hip hop? Like, are we our own downfall? I guess I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on what you consider hip hop. Like, I don't consider any of this debauchery, any of this animalistic crap. I don't consider any of this hip hop. I grew up in hip hop. You know, I know what hip hop culture is, and it's none of this stuff that people are selling.
I mean, when did it stop being hip hop? We're gonna go through the documentary itself, but when did it stop?
It stopped being hip hop when it became corporatized. It stopped being hip hop when certain groups of people saw that they could use it to influence the mass public. When people saw how influential hip hop was, it became very clear. Once upon a time, not long ago, where people wore pajamas and lived life, you know, the laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good. There lived a little boy, and he was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said: "Me and you, kid, we gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making a dash."
Come on.
Like, they did the job and money came with ease, but one couldn't stop us like he had a disease. He robbed another and another and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob.
Jay-Z has been seen at major celebrity gatherings. Beyoncé has also attended events linked to the same powerful circles. Oprah Winfrey has openly supported certain well-known figures who are now facing public questions. By itself, none of this proves any wrongdoing. But in today's online world, being connected too many times is often enough for people to start linking names together. Once the internet notices a possible pattern, the attention grows fast. 50 Cent has already suggested that, in his opinion, this situation may only be getting started, and he has hinted that more information could come out. After going directly at Diddy, some people now believe the next part of the story could involve other major names with the same level of influence. Many people are asking why 50 Cent has placed himself right in the middle of this conversation. His supporters say it comes down to the way he built his career. He has never relied as heavily on traditional industry relationships and instead created his own lane through television, business, branding, and independent moves. Because of that distance from the usual entertainment power circles, some believe 50 has more room to speak freely than other celebrities. Over the years, he has become known for confrontation, calling out artists, executives, and powerful figures in the business whenever he feels there is something worth questioning. He often supports his claims by pointing to interviews, court records, and information already available to the public. That has helped him keep trust with his audience. So when he suggested that even people like Jay-Z and Beyoncé should be paying attention, many did not ignore it completely. That does not mean there is confirmed evidence against them. It simply means 50 Cent has built a reputation for making bold statements and then continuing to push the issue. Whether this turns into real new revelations or only keeps the debate alive is still unclear. But one thing is obvious. Whenever 50 Cent speaks on a major industry controversy, both Hollywood and the internet stop and listen.
A bunch of people in the studio, me and him got into it that night. And we started snapping and joking and talking to each other. When he said about Danny Kane, he said they gonna keep on messing with me. Or he said the word effing with me. They gonna keep on effing with me, and I'm gonna when you hear people saying this, this is crazy. This is so crazy right now because I heard him say it. But to know that he was doing it, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother light right now, bro. He said it. I'ma drug them out and pimp them out to my they keep with me. And he was talking about Danny Kane as a group. He didn't single out any one of them. But to hear that he did it, that's just crazy to me. We had a big argument and we started talking about each other and what had and what he didn't have. He was calling me, yo, you broke cop. This like, you ain't got nothing I ain't got. I got a watch, you got a watch. I got a ring, you got a ring, got a chain, I got a home. We went through that whole like that. We start talking about his teeth. You understand? I start talking about, him, his breath, everything. We was going at each other. That next day at his house, he said, yo, Gene, he called me upstairs. And he said, yo, Gene, I couldn't talk to him like that no more in front of people and everything like that. Because I know me and Puff go back from the same gang since 89, 90 when he got jumped in it. You understand? We go back way to that time. So I knew him. You understand? He was like a little nephew. So when he started talking to him, I said, yo, listen here, bro. You don't say shit about me, I won't say shit about you. If you say something, you open up your mouth about me, I'm gonna talk about all your green dentures and all that like that. We're not playing them games, bro. You say, all right, Gene, cool. You understand? People don't understand, bro. The love and the power I had, not only in Harlem, Queens, I had dudes all over New York City, from the Bronx, everybody that had mad love for me because I looked out. You understand? I made sure that people needed knowledge and information on certain things. They had a lot of people that was on parole that was in the music business. I used to save guys by letting them know their rights and what the people could and couldn't do to them. So I had a lot of genuine love from a lot of dudes. You don't be around a K. Slay for over 20-something years, a Chaz Williams over 20-something years, and be some kind of sucker, and was right next to him, doing all their functions, all their situations and everything like that, running security for them, making sure that people were safe in the whole 9 yards. You understand? I had my man Pete, I had people calling me, yo, look out for Nate Dogg when he come to New York. Look out for Mac 10, look out for Exhibit, doing stuff like that, Good Brothers and everything like that. So what I'm trying to say to you is that, bro, is that to be at that type of status and be that type of person and do the things that I did, you understand? I had to have people who were...
Fans are now questioning whether this situation could change how people view powerful names in entertainment. Some think 50 Cent's next project, if it really happens, could affect careers, public images, and major business relationships. Others believe it is simply another part of an already complicated story. Some viewers expect this to create bigger problems across the industry. But 50 Cent supporters say his warning did not sound like a joke or random gossip. It felt planned, serious, and intentional. Now the main question online is clear. If new claims or footage come out, how will the industry react? And if names like Jay-Z, Beyoncé, or others connected to these discussions face more attention, will they be prepared for that level of public pressure? At the center of everything is still Diddy, with legal issues and media attention that do not seem to be going away anytime soon. Right now, the whole situation sits between rumors and confirmed facts. What comes out next, and what can actually be proven, will decide where this story goes. So what do you think? Is this the beginning of a bigger change in Hollywood, or just another round of online speculation? Share your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe so you do not miss what happens next. Until then, stay informed.